We're under attack! Alien warships have us surrounded. Our ship is taking heavy fire and our shields are weakening. All other systems are failing by the minute. It won't be long now before our doors are breached and hordes of alien marauders storm in and kill us all before blowing our ship to smithereens. Oh, and to make matters even worse, the captain is dead. Brought to you by AEG Games. In The Captain is Dead, you and up to 6 friends take on the roles of starship crew under heavy attack from a horde of alien pirates. The objective of the game is fairly simple. Keep the aliens at bay and your shields in working order just long enough to repair your jump drive and hightail it out of there. Taking on seemingly endless hordes of murderous aliens is going to require you to stay sharp and focused with an all-go, no-quit, can't-stop drive to stay alive, and Death Wish Coffee's Dark Roast blend promises to do just that. Death Wish Coffee brings a boosted caffeine content to give you the serious kick in the ass you need to stay one step ahead of those murderous aliens. Or, you know, something normal like getting out of bed in the morning. Now, just because the objective of a game is a simple one doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Trust me, it's not. In fact, this one gets pretty brutal. The brutality of The Captain is Dead comes from this alert deck. At the end of each player's turn, a card is drawn and the effects are carried out immediately. The effects of each card vary, and while a few cards carry only one effect, most have 2. Some of the cards, such as alien ships and anomalies, have continuous effects that require either a torpedo or research to eliminate. Whatever you draw, one thing is guaranteed. Something on your ship will be affected in a negative way after every turn. The deck itself is broken up into 3 different tiers of brutality. Yellow cards do the least amount of damage, while orange will make you really start to feel the pain, and red, well, there are only 6 cards in the red section of this deck. Believe me when I tell you, you do not want to find yourself in the red. Your various systems are spread throughout your ship. Each of them carry their own unique function that you can use to your advantage so long as they're online. And while your shields are the only part of your ship that you absolutely have to maintain, the other systems are equally as vital in ensuring your victory, so you will need to make sure they are repaired often. Failing to do so will result in the system's eventual destruction, and while it can be rebuilt, it becomes much more expensive, draining you of valuable turns and resources. Players will activate, utilize, and repair the various systems throughout their ship with cards from the skills deck. Depending on what you're trying to do will depend on the skills you need. Now before we get into the crew themselves, let's take a second to pour another cup of Death Wish Coffee's Dark Roast. We need another boost. Founded in 2012, Death Wish Coffee Company has grown rapidly in the last 10 years. No doubt, much of their success has been fueled by their original dark roast being touted as the world's strongest coffee, and that moniker has been earned thanks to Death Wish Coffee's unique blend and roasting process using Robusta coffee beans. Your typical coffees will almost always use Arabica beans. While more delicate and higher in acidity, Arabica beans can grow almost anywhere and offer a wide range of flavor profiles, making them very popular with coffee roasters. Robusta beans, on the other hand, have very particular flavors and grow best only in the lower elevated regions within the Eastern Hemisphere. However, they are way lower in acidity, more resistant to bad weather and pests, and carry almost twice the amount of caffeine as Arabica beans. Death Wish Coffee's unique process blends Arabica and Robusta together and roasts them just beyond dark to the board Games and Brews favorite level of bold. This ensures a complementary balance between the 2 types of beans. The Arabica gives you the smooth, never bitter finish that allows the hints of dark cherry and chocolate to flourish, while the Robusta keeps the acidity to a minimum and adds a giant surge of caffeine to jolt you like you were into electrostimulation. Death Wish Coffee takes things even further by promoting the continued exclusivity of fair trade beans as well as having their hand in many different charitable endeavors, and their website is definitely the most involved and informative sites for a coffee company we've ever seen. Best of all, if this coffee has piqued your interest, you're likely to find it anywhere you do your grocery shopping. Death Wish Coffee's Dark Roast has reached the shelves of almost every major grocer and department store across the country. Fair warning though, this coffee ain't cheap. You'll just have to keep all that unique blend and caffeine content in mind when you pick it up. Alright, now that our crew is properly caffeinated, let's get back to saving our ship. While victory in The Captain is Dead is a singular objective, the pathway to that victory will vary game to game. There are 18 different characters to build your crew from who each have their own special abilities and unique set of personal skills. Certain characters work best in certain rooms, but even with 7 players, everyone will have to put in a little extra work from time to time. There's simply just too much chaos happening every turn to form any true rhythm. It's all about figuring out who will be able to do the most of what from where, and then working together to make that happen. Depending on who's in your crew will depend on how you do all of these things. Aside from the systems on your ship, there are a few items on board players can carry that will help tilt things in their favor during any given turn. You also have the option to add a limited number of upgrades to your ship throughout the game as well. While a tad on the expensive side, they can prove to be very beneficial in the long run. While these two things are helpful, their necessity pales in comparison to that of this battle plan deck. These cards will give you a bunch of different massive advantages, most of which can be used at your discretion when you need them the most. Without these, you are entirely 100% guaranteed grade A certified fucked, so make sure you draw as many of these as you possibly can. Once the jump drive is repaired to 100%, you automatically win. The Captain is Dead is designed to simulate the anxiety, panic, urgency, and at times hopelessness that one might feel if they were actually on a doomed spacecraft. Because of the amount of continual and damn near unmerciful damage the alert deck will do to your ship at the end of every turn, there are rarely any moments in the game where you don't feel like you're playing from behind. This game is truly out to fuck you, and you better bite the pillow too, because more often than not, it's going in dry. That doesn't make the game problematic though. In fact, it's what makes the game work so well. While it doesn't do a great job with the theme, the atmosphere is captured perfectly. If you were on this ship in real life under those circumstances, dread and panic would be exactly what you'd be feeling. With 18 different characters to combine and play with, your replay value is super high, as every team's strategy will be its own unique puzzle to work out. There are definitely some crew members and teams who make the game way easier than others, but if you ever find yourself in that position, you can always up the difficulty level in a variety of ways with suggested variants and starting the game with a more heavily damaged jump core. The choice of basic colors over the abstract cubist style illustrations really gives the game a unique look and feel, brought out further by the use of black and clear backgrounds on the board and standees. This provides a wonderful sense of style and lightness to a game that is actually rather difficult. A necessary contrast in our opinion, and easily in my personal top 10 for favorite artwork from games I own. Now, thanks to games like Nemesis and Unfathomable, co-ops tend to get a little more notice when each player has their own set of personal objectives to shoot for, as well as the aspect of a secret traitor. There are no such elements found in The Captain is Dead, which may leave many gamers who like those added elements feeling like there's a few things left to be desired. On top of that, the plastic standees tend to warp over time, as do the cards, especially the alert deck for whatever reason. And while the storage insert is fantastic, the rulebook jumps around a bit and may confuse you if you're not used to how co-ops work. Overall though, for the price of $40, The Captain is Dead is a great looking game that offers a solid and challenging experience rooted heavily in atmosphere that will give you multiple ways to play and several different levels of difficulty in which to play it. Not bad at all for a game that can accommodate up to 7 people. And for that, we here at Board Games and Brews are giving The Captain is Dead a 7 out of 10. If you want something that is challenging and truly relies on moment-to-moment teamwork, this will be a game for you. It looks great, feels like it should, and best of all, you can play this with newer gamers as a great stepping stone into co-op games a little more complex without feeling like you're taking a walk in the park. Now, while Death Wish Coffee has a great website and seems like a great company doing awesome things, we were not huge fans of their dark roast. The Arabica Robusta blend is definitely a creative technique, but for whatever reason, the aromatic hints and flavors supposed to be found in this coffee are lost. It's almost as if the beans canceled each other out. You can tell it's been roasted to bold, which is nice, but there's little else here. What's more, the world's strongest coffee instructs you to use 2.5 tablespoons for every 6 ounces of water. Your average coffee mug is between 12 and 14 ounces. That's a little more than 5 scoops of coffee per cup, which is almost twice as much as what you would use for other coffees. Truth be told, if you doubled the scoop ratio with any brand of coffee you were making, you'd for sure feel an extra surge of caffeine in you, which, by the way, and for whatever reason, we actually didn't feel with Death Wish. Nearly double the scoops means running out almost twice as fast, and that makes that $20 price tag seem twice as high. And for all those reasons, we've rated Death Wish Coffee's Dark Roast with an unfortunate 2 out of 10. Its flavor just didn't reach expectation, and for the price, if you're not at least feeling that extra surge of caffeine, there are cheaper alternatives to help you fight to stay alive on your next doomed spaceflight. For more information on how to purchase today's game or brew, be sure to check out the description below. And be sure to also give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. For Board Games and Brews, I'm Bryce Castle. Thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you at the table next time.